Welcome to Pickleball, Michigan and Beyond, a show that explores the people, players, places, and most importantly, communities that make up pickleball in Michigan and around the world. Here's your host, Tony Conley.
Welcome back to Pickleball, Michigan and Beyond. I'm your host, Tony Conley. Our producer is Benjamin Robinson. The sport and popularity of pickleball is exploding around the world, especially here in Michigan. On Pickleball, Michigan and Beyond, we'll talk with the players, the pros, the facility owners, the tournament promoters, the equipment and clothing leaders, and most importantly, the communities that encompass pickleball. My next guest is someone who wears a lot of hats, but he's a pickleball freak from what I understand. We have the owner of Reno's North, Jesse Stipkak, in common. So we'll talk about that relationship in a little bit, but we want to welcome Brad Hillard. He's the Michigan State University Women's Division II coach for lacrosse, and he joins us today. Brad, how are you, my friend?
I'm good, sir. How are you today?
Good. It was good to meet you several weeks ago when we met, and Jesse said I had to talk to you because you've become a very big supporter of pickleball and an enthusiast and a good player yourself. So before we start diving into pickleball, tell us a little bit about what you do at Michigan State.
Yeah. So I've been coaching lacrosse for about 10 years. Started with little girls and moved my way through high school. I still actually coach a high school in DeWitt. My daughter went all the way through the program. She plays in college now. And I just got an opportunity at Michigan State to coach their club team. Such a big school. So every year they bring on new girls and they turn away 3 times as many as they bring on just because so many come out for tryouts. So me and the guy who runs the program got together and thought, let's create more opportunities for these girls to carry on their athletics in college. So we created a second team, which is a Division II club team, and that's what I got. And so, yeah.
Yeah, and I have some experience with that as someone who was an AAU coach from age 4 to 18 for kids, but also a high school freshman coach. My job was to develop players for college, and it sounds like that's what you're doing too, trying to develop players, and hopefully they get up to the big squad.
Yeah, yep, absolutely. It's twofold. Like I have a really competitive nature, so there's that side, but then it's also just creating the experiences for kids.
Tell us about your high school and college background.
I went to high school in Eaton Rapids, Michigan. It's a small town south of Lansing. I went to college at Lansing Community College for a couple years and then went to Fair State. I went for information technology, and my degree is networking and security. I haven't worked in that field in a long time. I got into it a little bit. I did an internship, got a job right away and stuff. But realized that I'm more of a creative type person. And I actually initially started going to school for design and switched that because I was paranoid I wasn't going to be able to find a job. This was, back in long time ago, but I was wrong. I mean, I would be fine with that these days, but so I switched in the middle of that. I went and applied for a job within the company. I was already working IT and got in the marketing department and started doing more creative stuff there. Worked for a large franchisor company. And I helped, over 200 international and national franchises with their marketing efforts.
Keep going. Sorry to cut you off. Go ahead. Finish.
No problem. Yeah, no, I started that. I did that for a while, and then I got into fitness. I mean, I was real big into fitness. So I actually left that career behind to open up a CrossFit affiliate in 2013 with my wife. And we ran that till 2018. And then I got into real estate, and that's, kind of like, I'm a real estate broker. But I also work with my wife, my mother-in-law, a family-owned business. It's a property management company.
Okay. Well, you and I need to get together for a cocktail because we have a lot in common. I spent some time at Ferris. My wife is a wholesale mortgage broker.
Oh, wow.
And it sounds like we have a lot in common. And I did the fitness thing. Still am heavily involved with it, and I bring all this up, Brad, from the aspect of I am about 11 times in playing pickleball. Been to one clinic taught by Carl Pollack.
Oh, yeah.
And when I first got into this, I was, I was thinking, seeing some of these players, oh my gosh, this one lady we played against was 75 years old. I played with some guys that didn't look very athletic, that had big bellies on them, and I am telling you what, they were beasts.
Yes.
They know how to play the game. But what was interesting, everybody is so competitive at any age. And that's what I'm kind of saying. People were just looking for something fun to do, and competition is a big deal. Have you noticed the same thing?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's funny you bring that up about the appearance. It's the only activity or sport I've ever seen in my whole life where you can't judge someone by the way they look or their age. Because my first time, my friends were trying to get us to go, and I kept saying no, no. I was like, that's for like retired community. I was like, I'm not there yet. I didn't know anything about it. I've never played racket sports or anything. So finally agreed to go, and we walked in the room, and this sounds horrible. I've told this story 100 times, but I walked in the room, I looked around, and I was like, I'm the best athlete in this room right now. I'm going to crush everyone. Like, that's literally what I thought. And that is the opposite of what happened. I got my tail whooped all evening by everyone, by, women, men, it didn't matter age. I mean, I just got killed, and I was like, wow. I was like, I need to get better at this. So I just started playing after that.
And it was interesting. It's interesting to me. Not only was it fun, and not only do you get some really good cardio in, but the community that surrounds this. I met one woman whose husband doesn't get around very well. She needed to get out of the house and be active. Someone else who recently lost her husband, and she was just looking to meet friends and get out. I met groups of people who get together and will go watch ball games, or after they play pickleball, they'll go have a cocktail or a beer, Bloody Marys. The community involved with it really was surprising to me because I don't see that in other sports.
No, absolutely. I mean, honestly, if the community aspect of it didn't exist, I probably wouldn't play. So with CrossFit, there's a lot of stigma around CrossFit around the world if people aren't familiar with it or whatever. But like the way CrossFit is very similar with the community aspect. We built an amazing community and brought so many people together. And then that's, outside of the health and fitness side of it, you know what I mean? Just the social aspect. And yeah, that is probably the best part about it.
Yeah, and you mentioned CrossFit because a lot of pickleball players I'm running into, especially at Jesse's gym in DeWitt Township, were or are into CrossFit. I'd probably still be into it, Brad, but I just found I wasn't having as much fun with it, But the community involved with them and the competitions that they go to, I found was astounding. I thought that was pretty cool. All right, so you started playing pickleball. What are you rated now? And tell us about your game and your affiliation with pickleball, and where are you now with it?
So I'm not. I don't think I'm that good. Everyone's different as far as their rating. My rating is not great, but I can play at a high level. My wife's really good. She's over 4.0. My rating is like 3.4 or something right now, but we compete at 4.0 all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But I did a league last year, and it affected your score, and I didn't do well in the league. Like, it was really hard. Like, playing with different people every night and all that. And I was up at like a 3.8 and it dropped me way down. And it's been, even though we've been winning, we went to 4 or 5 competitions recently and medaled at all of them, but it only bumps you up. It's harder to bring it back up unless you beat really high level players.
And how long have you been playing, Brad?
Just over a year.
Yeah.
I started last January.
Okay. And that's pretty good because I'm a 2.0. I've been, as I mentioned, I've played 11 times, and I don't bring that up just to, prove to our audience that you're some high ranked player, but you've moved along pretty well, and you're playing. Another thing I find, something that you mentioned, is that you always want to play with people that are better than you so you can get better.
Yeah. I mean, we have a large group of friends, my wife and I, that are 4 or 5 and up. I mean, they're really good. And then we go play with them all the time, and we can hang. Like we play with them. I mean, we're not going to necessarily beat them, but like we mix with them and we can hang. Like we can play in their group and not let them down and have really good competitive games. So that score is like, I used to let it beat me up a little bit earlier this year, or like, a few months back, just because I thought it really mattered. It really doesn't. Unless you let it, you know what I mean? Like people ask, everyone wants to know, oh, what are you rated? What are you rated? And I'm like, well, I'm like, I'm not rated good. I loved it. I actually like being rated low right now. It's kind of helpful, just to be an underdog, I guess. So,
well, I met you through Jessie Stipkak, and as I mentioned earlier, she's the owner of Reno's North. She used to also own Reno's East as well as Reno's West. Her and her husband used to run a golf course in East Lansing. But she is so much into pickleball. She's got a gym next to her house, and she's building a $1 million facility with her business. And she said, I needed to talk to you because with all the stuff that Brad's got going on, he's turned into a big pickleball enthusiast and promoter of the game. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I have. And it's just because I believe in it. I mean, I think it's great. We talked about the social aspect, but then obviously I'm a fitness guy. So staying in shape, I think it's important for longevity of your life, So, and Jessie, like, as you mentioned, is she's like the biggest advocate in the state almost for pickleball. I mean, she's doing so much for the sport by just bringing people together and getting new people to try all the time. And just, she's a rock star. And, it's because of her. I mean, I told you my first experience, we went to a place in Lansing, tried it out. The very next week we were at Jessie's, and that's where we played all last winter. That's the only place I played. And we just learned through there. And then once we got a little better and it got warm out, we started going outside and playing on different courts and stuff like that and meeting new people. And that's all.
But when Jesse's the one that got me and my wife to start playing, and she warned us. She said, listen, you're going to be sore after the first few times you play. You should stretch. And a lot of the people that we met are either doing CrossFit or they're doing strength and conditioning and training. And what I found real interesting about it is on my wife's watch that she wears when she does anything, a couple of times, Brad, she's burned more than 1,000 calories in 2 hours. And I think people don't realize that about pickleball.
Yeah. Same here. My wife and I will turn our watch on when we play. I mean, the Apple Watch's got a pickleball function right on it. And yeah, I mean, I'll play for a couple hours and I'll burn 1,800 calories, something like that. But I move a lot. I'm like very athletic with the way I play. And it's probably because you shouldn't have to move that much. But yeah, it's just kind of how I play, I just try to out athlete everything.
So Brad, how big is pickleball in Michigan and why is it growing so fast?
It's pretty big. And honestly, I don't know how big, but I know that there is pickleball facilities going up all over the place. You can almost find a tournament every weekend right now, all in different areas of the state. And I think it's just growing based off all the stuff we've discussed, the community. I mean, I think once people see that part of it, they're hooked, whether they're good or not, and then everyone has a little bit of competitive nature. So once they get in there, they just, all that comes together, and it's addicting.
Where are some of the coolest places you've played in Michigan as well as outside the state of Michigan?
I haven't been to too many places. There's some really cool spots in Grand Rapids that we haven't been to them, but we're planning to. And then there's a place in Ann Arbor called Wolverine that's really cool. Jesse went to that. We haven't been there yet, but we just competed at Bash Pickleball, which is in Warren, and that place was really cool. Very nice facility. I mean, we play at Court 1 in Lansing, and that's nice. So we thought we were spoiled there, and we went to Bash, and it is excellent. I mean, they did a really good job on the design. It's a huge building that's all just straight pickleball, and they do a really good job running tournaments there. I mean, that's top notch there. It's pretty.
Brad, Jesse mentioned to me that people are scheduling pickleball events for charity or just contests instead of golf and other activities, family outings and whatnot. That's pretty interesting that you could play a sport with your kids, your parents, and whatnot.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. They are. And I'm actually considering throwing a pickleball event for my lacrosse team because we have to fund our team. And the D1 team has been doing a golf outing for years. That's what a lot of teams do. And we're part of that, but we kind of have the ability to do our own stuff now. And I'm considering doing a pickleball event, a lot less moving parts. And I think we can raise just as much, if not more money. And Jesse's been a part of a few. We did one back last winter. It might've been December-ish. And it was for pet adoption. It was called Pickle Paws, and we just went and played. It was, it's not a duper event or anything like that. You're just playing. And yeah, I think that's great. I think there's a lot of money to be made, and a lot people can do with the sport.
We've been talking with Brad Hillard, who's the Michigan State University Women's Division II lacrosse coach. Brad, if folks want to get a hold of you, whether it's about CrossFit, pickleball, or even lacrosse, what's the best way for them to do that?
Probably Facebook or Instagram would be the easiest. My Instagram handle is LAX Coach Hillard, so my last name. And it's just Bradley Hillard, I think, on Facebook.
All right, Brad, I appreciate you so much. Appreciate your time. I know you're traveling, you're on the road, and you've been busy. We appreciate you greatly, and I look forward to playing with you, or at least trying to play with you. That'll be fun. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem, Tony. It was awesome. I appreciate it.
This has been Pickleball Michigan and beyond. Look for us. We're about to go live, not only on Facebook and Instagram, but YouTube also. And we'll keep you in touch with that. Thanks so much. I'm Tony Conley, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks for listening to Pickleball Michigan and Beyond. Follow us on Facebook and check out our website, pickleballmichiganandbeyond.com.